Good afternoon, groovy citizens, and happy Motivational Monday. So, first of all, I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. My weekend, it was okay. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't the weekend I thought I was going to have. But one of the things that I can say without a doubt is that whenever you have had a seizure, it just drains a lot out of you. You know what I mean? And I think for me, the thing that's so draining is that you don't know what happened. You don't know where it happened, who saw you, how they saw you. All those things start to play over and over again in my mind. And I try to make myself not think about those things, but sometimes I do. And then I have to say, okay, Michelle, enough is enough, sweetie, because there's nothing you can do about it. So even if you stress over it, it's not going to change anything. But it does tend to drain you, and you just want to sleep a lot. I was telling a friend of mine, y'all know I have two best friends, female and male. And my best male friend, we were talking yesterday, and I was telling him, well, actually this morning, and I was telling him, I said, I was reading someplace that if your vitamin B6 is low, sometimes that can trigger a seizure as well. So I'm back on my medicine, and I have been on my medicine since I picked up my prescription, which was, what was that? What day was that? Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day it was. And so I have not missed my medicine. So God is good. But I also need to double check and see about my B6 levels as well. So these are all things that I'm going to be asking my new neurologist once I get my appointment scheduled, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. So let's jump into today's topic, which is 5 steps to go from average to fortune. Now, these are 5 steps that Jim Rohn gave, and I thought they were so just awesome and worth sharing that I wanted to share them with you all. And so there are 5 simple steps, and of course this is not the end all be all, but these are the 5 steps that Jim Rohn gave, and so this is what I'm going to share with you. Number 1, get serious. You must get serious about setting your goals and where you want to go. You need to be clear about where you want to go, where you want to be, what you want to have, what you want to share, how much you would like to earn, how far you would like to go. You must have these things figured out in order to move forward. Now, let me just say this. There may be some other things based on what it is that you want to do, but just for most things, these are things that you really need to know before you can go on to the next level. Okay. So you must have these things figured out in order to move forward. You also must get serious about personal development, which striving hard to become the person you want to be. In order to become the person you want to be, you have to work hard at it. And so when I say you have to get serious, I am extremely serious. You have to be serious about what it is that you want to do. This is why I always tell you all, you need to have a journal, because you need to write in your journal. And not only that, as you move along those steps, it's nice to be able to go back and see where you started from. And even though you haven't gotten to that desired goal, you can see all that you've accomplished along the way when you put it down in a journal. If you think you can rely on your mind to remember everything, hey, if it works for you, I'm gonna give you 2 thumbs up. We're gonna keep it moving. But you have to be clear about what it is that you want. When do you want it by? How much of it do you want? How do you want to be a blessing to other people? How do you want God to use the gifts that he's given you to be a blessing to someone else? Like I said, you've got to have all of that figured out. The problem that many people face is that they just know that they want to do something. That's it. They just know they want to do something. They don't have it all figured out. And you say, okay, I'm going to go out and I'm going to do this. And then once I do this, I'll go and do that. And once I do that, I'll do the other. It doesn't always work that way. You have to have it written down, because if you don't, the other thing that tends to happen is that you will go all the way around Robin Hood's barn to, I'm not even sure where that is, but you will go around that barn to get to where you need to be. And chances are you could have just walked straight ahead to get to it, but because you didn't have it mapped out, you took the long way around to get to where you wanted to be. Or you may find that you did all that work and it's still not going to get you closer to where you want to be, because that's just not, it's not in line with where it is that you want to go. You know what I'm saying? So you've got to be clear, and you've got to have things written out. I don't know about you. I don't. But I don't want to take unnecessary steps if I don't have to. If you just do it, that's one thing, because you always learn something new. But if I don't have to take unnecessary steps, then I don't want, unless it's going to get me closer to where I want to go. Then if not, I don't want to take those unnecessary steps, because I'm wasting time. And as we've talked about before, time is valuable. Time is something that you cannot get back. So why waste it doing things that you don't need to be doing? Number 2, get smart. You have to read and study what you don't already know. I'm going to say that one more time. You have to read and study what you don't already know. Not only do you need to read the books, you must also learn from your experiences. Never stop learning, regardless of how much you think you already know. I say that because there are people out here who think they know it all. I mean, I know a lot of things. I know a lot of things, but then there are a lot of things that I don't know. And that's why every day I wake up and I have my prayer meditation time with God. I say, Lord, show me something today that I didn't already know. Teach me something today that I had no prior knowledge of. Just one thing, Lord. But if you teach me more, that's great. However, one thing every day, my goal is to learn one thing today that I did not know the day before. And I promise you, if you don't go through life acting like you know everything, doors will open up and you will learn something new all the time. Okay? But you've got to be willing to learn. You've got to be open to learning something new. Number 3, get going. You have to put the things you've learned into action. Learning and not doing is a complete waste of time. I'm going to say that one more time. Learning and not doing is a complete waste of time. Some people are always learning, but they never put that knowledge to work for themselves. It's just like you have people who have degrees. They went to college to get a degree in whatever it is they got the degree in, but they're not doing anything with that information. So my mindset says, okay, so you went to college to get a degree and you're not doing anything with that degree. I mean, they're working. It's just not in the field they went to school for. So you spent time and money, more than likely not your money, your parents' money, to get a degree, and you're not even using that degree. Come on now, why? The other thing that I think happens is that people learn a lot and they're afraid to step out there and use that knowledge because they're afraid of failing. They're afraid of what other people are going to say. They're afraid of what people are going to think. Who cares? That's actually not what I was going to say, but let's go with that. Who cares? Let me tell you something. If you have knowledge that you've learned at some point in time in your life, it could be through experience, it could be through formal education. Start putting that information to work for you. What good is having knowledge and you're not doing anything with it? It serves you no purpose. It serves, and here's the thing. Guess what, y'all? There are people around you that need what you have to offer, but they can't get it because you're too afraid to step out there and put it into practice. So whatever knowledge you have, I want to encourage you to start putting it into practice, letting it work for you. so that you can be a blessing to other people. Because as I've always said before, and I'll continue to say it, somebody somewhere needs the information that you have. Somebody somewhere can use the information that you currently have living up here, and you're doing absolutely nothing with it. Stop being afraid. Step out there and start doing something with it. Number 4, get excited. You must get excited over your ability to make yourself do the necessary stuff. Discipline is a major step in getting to the next level and making progress. Get excited about doing the things that are going to get you to the next level of your goals and dreams. Get excited about your potential. You can make the chance, you can make the choice to do great things in your life. It doesn't have to be hard. It's only hard because you make it hard. So I need you to get excited. When you finish watching this video, you can get excited now. Push pause, get excited, and come on back. But I want you to get excited and say, you know what? Michelle has a point. I've been wanting to do ABC, XYZ for the longest time. I'm excited because now I'm going to actually start doing the thing that I've gone to school for, doing the thing that I have saved my entire life to get, to buy, to be, to do, whatever the case may be. But I need you to get excited. If you are sitting around waiting for other people to get excited, for you to get excited, honey, you're going to be waiting a while. You are going to be waiting a while. I need you to get excited, and you go out there and do what you need to do. Stop waiting on other people to help you get excited. And number 5, get away. You have to have what's called life balance. To do that, you must get away and be alone, get away and reflect. Too often we learn how to earn well, but not like what? We learn how to earn, oftentimes we learn how to earn will, but not like well. I'm not quite sure what I was writing there, but anything, let's keep moving. Some people have money, but they don't know how to spend it. Some have time, but they don't know how to use it. Some have success, but they don't know what to do with it. They don't get joy from it. As you work, you must make time to spend with your friends and family, as well as those that are important to you. Don't just take the time, but make the time to get away and reflect on your life. Recharge your battery, do some growing, and you will find that life will run much smoother for you than those around you. Okay, so everything I share with you will be, these 5 points will be in the description box, but you do have to take the time to get away. Do you know that there are tons of people who just work every day, day in, day out, month in, month out, week in, week out, year in, year out? There are some people right now, if you say, hey, when was the last time you went on vacation? They probably go, you know what? I don't know. Or when was the last time you took off and just took a break? A lot of times they can't tell you. You know why? Because they're used to just working. And every now and then you've got to take time to get away. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to necessarily go anywhere. You can stay in your house. You don't have to spend money to go out of town if you don't want to. You can stay at home, but choose not to answer the phone. Choose not to entertain company. And just sit in your room or your office or wherever you do your thinking and just think. Take the time to just really think. Take the time to thank God for all that he's given you, all that he's allowed you to accomplish. And then take the time to think about, okay, I've accomplished this. So what is it that I need to do now to go from here to here? Because I'm ready to go from here to the next level. Work that out. But you've got to have some alone time to do that. You know, being around your family and your friends is great, but every now and then you've got to take some time. I would suggest, this is just me, I would suggest once a quarter, maybe even twice a quarter, take some alone time and just work through these things by yourself. Now, if some people probably do well if they have someone close to them that they can work on stuff with, and that's all fine and good. If that works for you, great. But you've got to take the time, and you've got to make the time. And I get it. Everybody's busy. Everybody is busy, but you've got to make the time. You can't keep saying, well, I would love to go on a vacation, but I just don't have the time. I would love to do this, but I don't have the time. Yes, you do. You do. You have the time. You're just not making the time. So I need you to start to find that time. Don't let other people tell you when you can have it. You find it. And you say, okay, you know what? This is it. This is my weekend for me to just get alone and work on some stuff that I need to work on. And then you do just that. If you're only going to do it for 3 hours, then you take that 3 hours and that's what you do. If you're going to do it for 5 hours, you do that. If it's the whole day, whatever time you decide you're going to give to your progress, or you're progressing forward, give it that time. Make no exceptions. I don't care if you see that phone ring and you see Lucy's name pop up on that phone. Don't you touch it. Don't you touch it. Lucy's going to leave you a message and you'll call her back when you're done. Because right now is the time that you need to take for you. Here's the problem, and then I'm going to let you be. If you keep putting everything and everybody else ahead of what you need to do, you are never going to get to the next level. You are never going to achieve the goals and the dreams that you set for yourself because you're too busy putting everybody else ahead of what you need to do. You are just as important as everybody else. I'm not saying they're not important. Please don't think I'm saying that, because that's not what I'm saying at all. But you're important as well. And you've got to take and make time for yourself, because if you don't do it, who else is going to do it? Think about that. Listen, you guys, that's it. That's all I have. Like I said, I'll leave these 5 steps in the description box. Make sure you start implementing them in your life, especially since we are in a new month. We're in the 4th quarter of the year, and we are in the month of November, which means in a few short weeks, we're going to be moving into a whole new year, you guys. And what I don't want you to do is go into 2024 with the same bad habits that you had in 2023. I don't want you going into 2024 making a list of goals and dreams and things that you want to achieve. My neighbor has on the tightest pants. Good God. Lord, forgive me. What was I saying? I don't want you going into 2024 and you have all these goals and dreams that you want to achieve, but because you're all over the place, you're just never going to get them done. I don't want that for you. And too many of you have done that this year. I've actually had people saying to me, Michelle, you know what? I never even decided on what I wanted to do. I figured I'd wing it. Well, if that's what you choose to do, that's fine. I choose not to live my life that way. I like to plan things out. If I add one to my list, great. But I have to have a list of things that I want to accomplish. Not just making a list because I just want to write stuff down or look like I know what I'm doing. I make a list of things that I truly want to accomplish. And then I work towards accomplishing those goals. But like I said, what I don't want is for you all to leave 2023 behind and go into 2024 and you are still doing the same things that you did this year, which was nothing. Okay? You don't have to do that. You really don't. Now, having said all of that, I'm going to bid you all good evening because I've got tomorrow's trash day. I need to get the trash out. And I hope you all couldn't hear my stomach growling, but my stomach doesn't always seem to be growling when I'm doing my video. But yeah, I do need to figure out what I'm going to eat for dinner tonight. But I want you to think about that. I do want you to think about how you can go from average to fortune. And I'm not saying necessarily that you're going to go out here and be a millionaire or billionaire, anything like that. There's nothing wrong with it. I pray that for each and every one of you, myself included. But I am saying that you can go from just being average and having just enough to having more than enough if you put in the work to do what it is that you need to do. And oftentimes we don't have more than enough or over and beyond because we're not doing what we need to do to get to that level. We've become okay with being just average. I don't know about you all, but I'm not okay with being average. I'm just not. I really am not. And I'll leave it at that. Now, having said all of that, you guys, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video that I'm so excited that both my teams won yesterday. The Washington Commanders won, and as you see the blanket behind you, the Ravens won. Now, I don't have a Washington Commanders blanket. I don't even have a Redskins blanket. I will get me one, though. So right now, because I do have my Ravens blanket, that is hanging in the back. So yay to both of my teams winning. And anytime, I'm sorry, y'all, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me, but anytime Dallas loses, honey, this is a happy sister right here, okay? Yes, this is a happy sister right here. So I am so thankful. When I tell y'all yesterday was a great day, it was a great day. And I'm going to leave that be. Anyway, if you're new to watching my videos, I want to say thank you so much for joining me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I do car conversations every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Now, I did not do one. I just thought about that. I did not do one on Friday. And that's just because I just really was not up to it. And so this week we're back on schedule. And I'll let you know when I'm going to take that break until we get into the new year, because the sister has to have some. I just talked about, what did I say? Number 5 was get away. Yeah, sometimes I've learned that I have to get away. While I want to motivate you all and encourage you, I have to get away from me as well. So I have not decided when, but I'll probably take the last 2 weeks off doing videos just so that I can allow myself to just rest. You know what I mean? Because I'm off work, so I just want to rest and recuperate and all that good stuff, because I have to rest too. Okay, excuse me. And what else was I getting ready to say? Oh, this is not your first rodeo. I want to say welcome back. Y'all know I miss you and I don't get a chance to see you. Go out there, enjoy the rest of this motivational Monday. I don't know where you all live, but here in the DMV area, it is 67 degrees. So it's getting a little chilly only because the sun has gone down. But actually, all in all, it was nice today. So I am happy about that. And so wherever you are, just be careful if you're going out for the evening. Enjoy whatever it is that you're going to do. Just be careful. And, yeah, just be careful, because I want y'all to come back and join me again on Wednesday when I have another motivational topic for you all. Listen, that's it. That's all. Y'all know the drill. You know the spiel. I love you to the moon and back. And there is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that you can ever do about it, because nothing's going to change. I love you all. I want nothing but the best for you. You can do it. And you can do anything that you put your mind to. All you have to do is believe in yourself, and you can do anything that you work hard at. Okay? Always remember that. I love you all, and we'll talk again on Wednesday.